So my friend Pointy Hat made a video called The Problem with Dragons in D&D. And it's a good video. Bro doesn't really like dragons.
I don't want to hear more crying about how I hate dragons. Whatever, I hate dragon. Dragon free channel. I'm not talking about them. I refuse to talk about dragons. You can't make me. I hate dragons!
I mean, this is YouTube. He's probably exaggerating a little bit.
No, seriously, well, I don't like dragons.
Okay, fine. Bro hates dragons, and he makes a reasonable critique about how they are used in D&D. Go watch his video, but who am I kidding? You already have. I want to offer a different perspective, though, because I love dragons. You love dragons. 99% of rational human adults love dragons in D&D. But there is a problem, because technically speaking, there are no dragons in Dungeons & Dragons. We love dragon in D&D because there's only one dragon in this game. Here's an adult black dragon stat block. Here's an adult bronze dragon stat block. Aside from the fact that one has lightning breath and one has acid breath, they're the same. Same fly speed, swim speed, walk speed, frightful presence, bite attack, claw attack, detect legendary action, tail legendary action, wing attack legendary action, and some sort of AoE breath weapon. The 40 metallic and chromatic dragons in the OG monster manual share all of those traits, except some have a burrow speed instead of a swim speed. But it's just one template, and one template isn't enough dragon. This is my version of D&D with a twist. We're taking an iconic D&D thing, dragons, and putting them back in the oven. Because if you want to run a campaign where you battle a full gauntlet of dragons, you're actually just fighting the same stat block over and over again with a different hex code filter thrown on top. Let's make a whole new cycle of dragons, stat blocks and all, to get some desperately desired dragon diversity. Dude, you get epic dragon stat blocks to use in your games, I get to ramble about advanced TTRPG design techniques, and by showing you the process, you can create millions of actually epic monsters in the future. We already have dragons based on colors, metals, and gems, but I'm gonna make a cycle of new dragon fusions based on the Chinese zodiac. There are 12 animals in that cycle, so we'll make a rat dragon fusion, a tiger dragon fusion, an ox dragon fusion, a rabbit dragon fusion, etc. I've wanted to make these for my upcoming book for years. If I look dead inside, it's because I've been writing for 19 hours a day for the past 23 months. Please follow along, link in bio, I'm dying. Now let's talk about how you create epic monsters. Mechanical symmetry. If we're making a cycle of monsters, we need to talk about the design concept of mechanical symmetry. I have found that 3 mechanics is the perfect amount here for big bosses. Frightful presence, rend attacks, breath weapons, that's not mechanical symmetry, that's repetition. That's why WotC dragons feel the same to fight. Mechanical symmetry is about themes, and your themes could be anything. For our dragon cycle, our themes are going to be 1. An ascendant form trait. I believe that every battle in any TTRPG should evolve. I want the intensity to ramp up across a combat. So we're giving every dragon an ascendant form trait that kicks in when it hits half hit points, upgrading its power level. Now we have a fight that changes halfway through, keeping players on their toes. Theme 2, a lucky number trait. This theme sounds quite cerebral, but hear me out. Every dragon is going to have a lucky number reflecting its position in the zodiac from 1 to 12. We're gonna give every dragon some type of ability that involves the rolling of a d12. Then we can say, when the dragon rolls its lucky number on that d12, a spectacular, game-changing effect happens. This gives the fights that sense of chaos and high risk that every scrappy boss battle should have. Theme 3, a bonus action buff effect. I want these dragons to support their minions in combat. It's not enough for every dragon to be unique, their mere presence should imbue their followers with different powers too. The kobold followers of a rat dragon should be different to the kobold followers of a monkey dragon, and this will affect the culture around the monster as well, for world building and NPCs. All the stat blocks in the cycle will share those traits, but the traits' effects will be different. This way you create monsters that feel connected, thematically and spiritually, but play completely differently. Now, let's actually build the dragon. Dragon 1, the rat dragon. This is the rat dragon. It looks awesome, now let's give it some stats. Let's start with the lucky number trait. The rat's lucky number is 1, so anytime it rolls a 1 on a d12, something is is going to happen. And when I think of rats, I think of swarms, so let's explore that. Whenever this dragon rolls a 1 on a d12, it conjures an illusory duplicate of itself, kind of like the mirror image spell. Then, when a hero attacks it, they need to roll to see if they hit the actual dragon or one of the illusions. It's double team from Pokemon vibes, and this way the rat dragon is its own swarm over time. This is a pretty powerful effect, but because it's tied to only rolling a 1 on the dragon's bite attack, it's balanced against that lower damage. This is another design concept I'm pretty feral about, giving heroes and enemies bonuses when they roll low rather than when they roll high. But there's a whole other video essay we could make just on that concept alone. For the rat dragon's ascendant trait, when it reaches half HP, it and all its illusory duplicates shrink down to small in size, get a +2 to their AC, and have advantage on dex saves. It's also going to multiply faster for the second half of the fight. So we have a fight that gets considerably more challenging and visually changes as it progresses. But we can go harder on the flavor. The rat in the Zodiac story won the race over all the other animals by being clever. Every mechanic you create is a chance to tell a story. Let's lean into that intelligence with a bonus action feature, Evoke Wit. This lets the dragon magnify the intelligence of one creature within 60 feet of itself. Then, whenever that creature makes a d20 test, it can use the dragon's intelligence modifier in place of its own stats. This is a fantastic buff for the dragon's minions. If you're a kobold servant to a rat dragon, you're going to occasionally be imbued with genius. Honestly, that's a cool character on its own. An NPC who is a moron 90% of the time, who occasionally becomes a walking supercomputer. Finally, let's throw in some cool legendary actions. We'll give it a bite attack, give it an option to kick up some heavy obscurement, and let it have the command spell as well. Together, this gives us a dragon that's all about illusion, creating heavy obscurement, shifting in size, and generally being tricky to pin down. All absolutely on flavor for a rat dragon fusion. But there's more. We need to show how different the results of mechanically symmetrical design can be, which means we need another dragon. And remember, all these stat blocks are linked below for free. Just head to the playtest section on the Mythozoology pre-launch Kickstarter page. Dragon 2, the Ox. The second creature in the Zodiac cycle is the Ox, and an Ox dragon sounds badass. Firstly, I want this one to be about charging players down across the land, so although we'll give him a fly speed, we'll make his ground speed considerably better. We're encouraging a more terrestrial fight this time. The Ox's lucky number is 2, and when I think of an Ox, I think of plowing the earth, so a mystical Ox dragon would take that to the extreme. Whenever the Ox dragon rolls a 2 on a d12, it animates the plant life on the ground around it, attempting to ensnare creatures within 30 feet. It's like the Entangle spell without concentration. I really want to play into the idea of a charging behemoth that runs enemies down, so let's play into that mechanically. The rat dragon used a 1d12 when calculating its bite attack, so it could very easily trigger its lucky number just by attacking. Instead, we'll have the Ox deal 1d10 with its horn attack, but deal an additional 1d12 if it moves at least 20 feet towards the target of that attack. This is called motivational design, and all good game design, be it TTRPGs or otherwise, has to do this. We are now rewarding the Ox dragon for behaving in the most exciting way, so that's what it will do. There is no point in having exciting features if the optimal move for a dragon is just to hover 600 feet in the air and wait to recharge its breath weapon every turn. Now, I think tank when I think Ox, so let's give it an ascendant form trait that lets it tank even harder. From half HP or below, whenever it's hit by an attack, it drops a reaction to reduce that damage by 1d12 plus 6. That's an average of 11.5 HP of tankiness every round, which is very solid, but more importantly, it's another shot at rolling the dragon's lucky number. A mass restrain effect as a reaction is fantastic. We also have legendary actions, of course, so let's choose ones that are flavorful to this type of dragon. We'll give it a charge attack, we'll give it an option to create difficult terrain around itself, like an ox plowing up the earth, and screw it, let's give it a grapple effect by animating the plants on its back. That grapple alleviates some of the mechanical tension that this stat block has created. We want the dragon to charge at enemies a lot for the flavor, but if it does that, it's going to be constantly triggering opportunity attacks. Now, it has an out to that. It can grapple players and take them with it as it charges down a different hero. I call this type of design Achilles sandal design, where you build an Achilles heel into a stat block, but you give it an option to cover that weakness at a cost. This way, your players can't just bully an enemy when they discover its weakness. It's not just game over when they work it out, but if they play smart, they can force it to use this legendary action to grapple someone, which means it's using less legendary actions to charge them down. Achilles heel design, where the fight just ends when you work out the weakness, is great for small fights. Achilles sandal design is better for climactic big boss enemies. It's basically a puzzle on top of a combat encounter. Finally, we have a bonus action buff effect to give this dragon, so let's let it imbue a creature within 60 feet of it with the power of an ox. That creature grows one size larger, has advantage on d20 tests that use strength, and ignores difficult terrain. I love the idea of the kobolds that follow the ox dragon just being super hench dude bros. I also love this idea of bosses that lend a little bit of their soul to their minions, making the followers actually matter and not just a distraction. And there's also this sneaky other tactic here too, because if you ever wanted to make a truly diabolical fight, you could have your players fight two of these dragons at once. Imagine the ox and the rat fighting together. They can then use their bonus action buff effects on each other. That would be horrifying. These are creatures that multiply their power when fighting together. It's not just additive. You can use these concepts to build any number of incredible creatures, be they completely original, or new krakens, new mind flayers, or new beholders. Actually, wait, no, we're doing those. Don't do new beholders. I've also made a tiger dragon stat block that you can grab for free alongside the rat and the ox to use in your games right now, downloadable from the Mythozoology pre-launch Kickstarter page. The link is in bio. The final project will have all 12 dragons, including a bunch of new subclasses, species, loads of other monsters, new awesome mechanics. Really, it's got everything. Follow along to get notified when it launches and grab the free early backer dice as well. If you need help balancing your stat blocks and you're not sure how much damage a creature of this CR should do or what its HP or AC should do, then check out the 5e Tools CR calculator. It's free. I reference it constantly to test the CR of the monster that I'm making. And seeing as we talked a bit about Pointy Hat today, I did a live game with Pointy, Ginny D, and Persephoroth at PAX U last November. I just wanted to say thank you so much to Infinite Stories for sponsoring that event, and I hope you come visit us at conventions in the future when we play more live games. I've linked Infinite Stories down below as well. Please check them out. They are legends. And remember to grab the free stuff. Like and subscribe, check out other videos on the channel, and yeah, that's all I got. I'll see you next time.